Hello guys and welcome back to Artisan Electrics, and today I'm going to be talking to you about something that's really important. During this COVID-19 pandemic, many of us as tradesmen wonder how we're going to work in people's houses, for example as a domestic electrician during this COVID-19 situation. How are we going to work safely? How are we going to protect ourselves? And how are we going to protect our customers? So that's what this video is all about today. And a lot of the tips that I'm taking into application in this video have been taken from the Tradify website. If you haven't heard of Tradify before, they are a one-stop platform for all your business running needs. So on a day-to-day basis, basically they help you to manage your business from doing your quotes, managing your inquiries, doing your invoicing, keeping track of your materials lists, risk assessments, all that kind of thing. Tradify is the place to go if you're a tradesman and you want to just get a bit more organised and save some time, because let's face it, time is money and we all hate spending hours in the evening in the office. So Tradify's really helped my business a lot, and hopefully it will help yours too. I've got a promo code in the description of this video for 50% off for 3 months off Tradify for all my subscribers. So head over there and check it out. But Tradify have produced a great little checklist all about the things that we need to implement as tradesmen when working during this COVID-19 situation. So I'll put a link to that checklist as well, and let's talk about some of those suggestions. Now, as you know, most of my work is domestic, so I'm out there doing what you guys are probably trying to do as well, trying to work in people's homes, but trying to be really careful and protect my own safety and the safety of my customers. So I thought I'd just share with you some tips that I have been implementing, talk about some of the government guidelines that are in place, and hopefully we can share some tips together which will help each other to get back to work and to be able to work as efficiently and safely as possible. So me personally, I have been working in people's houses for quite a few weeks now. During the lockdown, there was a few weeks when I stopped working completely, but then when the government was urging people to try to get back to work, and when it became clear that actually they wanted people like us to continue working, people who can't work from home, to continue working but doing so safely, that's what I tried to do. But I've had to implement some safety procedures into my business that I never would have imagined that I would have had to do before. So I wanted to share with you some of those now. So what I do when I am arranging a job with a customer is I will already preempt them and let them know that I'm going to be following safe working procedures when I'm working in their home. So in the initial email contact with the customer or over the phone when I'm arranging the job, first of all I want to check with them to make sure that they haven't got the virus at the moment or haven't had anyone in the house who's shown symptoms recently, because obviously it'd be crazy if I went into the house if that was the case. I want to reassure them that I haven't had any symptoms either, and then I want to reassure them about the safety measures that I'm taking precautions with as I go into their house. So I'll reassure them that I'm going to be maintaining safe distancing as much as possible. I will reassure them that I'll be wearing personal protective equipment such as a mask and shoe covers, and that I'll be washing my hands regularly. Those are the kind of things that I personally have been implementing in my business. But in order to do that, obviously you need to get set up with the equipment, and there has been a big shortage in the past of these kind of items of PPE. Fortunately, the supply is quite good now, so you shouldn't struggle to get any of those items. But I thought I'd just share with you some of the items that I have been using, and maybe you can let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions of things that I've missed out, or suggestions of good items that you have found yourself. So first of all, very important, this is probably the most important thing really, is the mask. Now these are just the disposable masks that are super cheap. I think you can get like a pack of 100 for a £5 or something off Amazon or similar websites, and they're just disposable. They fit nicely. You just tuck them over your face like that. You've got like a wire here to mold it around your nose, and the straps just go over your ears, and that's it basically. You wear them and then you throw them away. Now that might not be the most eco-friendly solution, but the government are saying that disposable masks are the best because you can throw them away. So hygienically it's probably better. I feel a little bit uncomfortable using these, to be honest, because of the fact that they are just disposable and I don't know how recyclable they really are. So what I have been doing most of the time is wearing a cotton reusable mask that my sister actually very kindly made a few of them for me. And they work almost exactly the same as that. They've got an elastic strap that goes around your head. But the great thing about them is you can just stick them in the washing machine at the end of the day and wash them. But you do have to be really careful with those because you have to wash them regularly, otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose. So whether you use disposable masks or reusable masks, you need to just make sure you're using them properly and safely. The other thing that I use is this hand sanitizer. So I got myself a 5 litre tub of this hand sanitizer. This is ocean-free, 70% alcohol hand sanitizer gel. And it's really good quality one, so it kind of moisturizes the hands at the same time. You don't get really dry, crumbly hands, which is a danger with some hand sanitizers. I found that this one doesn't irritate my hands, which is quite important for me. And it's 5 litres, obviously that's quite a lot, so it will last quite a long time. So what I've got is these little glass reusable dispensers, and they're just like a little soap dispenser. You just squirt a little bit onto your hand like that, wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds or whatever it's supposed to be, and then until it evaporates basically, and really go thorough and into all the crevices in your hands. So I have been keeping this in the van, and then basically before I leave the van to go to the job, I wash my hands, and every time I come back to the van, either to get some materials or to have a bite to eat or a drink, I will wash my hands with that hand sanitizer as well. And if the customer does have a sink with some soap that I can use and that they don't mind, I can do so safely, then I will use that. I prefer, and I think it's better, to wash your hands with soap and water than it is with this, because this doesn't actually wash the dirt off your hands, it just kills the germs, but you can still end up with quite grimy, dirty hands really. The other thing that you can do if you've not got soap and water to hand is use these big wipes. These are absolutely brilliant, and I've been using them for a long time already just to wash my hands and wipe things, wipe surfaces when I'm working. But now these have even come into their own, even more importantly, because of the whole situation. So these are a great option to wash your hands with as well. And they come in different formats. You can have some like heavier grade ones as well for if you get really grimy hands with silicone on and stuff like that, you know, or if mud and all that. You can get those ones. These are just sort of the basic multi-purpose ones, but you can get the real heavy duty ones as well, which are really nice. And these are, you've probably seen my previous video about these, but these are absolutely brilliant. These are the Muck Guard reusable overshoes, and I've been using these for the last 3 years now. I've been through a few pairs because they do get worn out after a while. But again, rather than disposable overshoes, which are horrible and, you know, just single-use plastic, and they end up getting ripped really easily, these Muck Guard reusable overshoes are fantastic because you just use them for a few days and then chuck them in the washing machine, and they're basically made out of like wetsuit material. So they're very, very durable, and they just slip over your boots and cover your boots or your work shoes so that you don't get mud or dirt on your customers' carpets, but you maintain the safety element of having your steel toe-capped shoes, work shoes, still on. So these are absolutely brilliant. I actually recommended these in a previous video as my #1 customer service tool. Because it just leaves such a great impression on people when you walk into their house and you put these on. it just tells the customer straight away that you care about their property and that you're conscientious. And the fact that they're reusable as well, it kind of shows them that you're conscious of the environment and you want to do things kind of more eco-friendly. So for me, these have been an absolute game changer really in terms of customer service and just speed of work, because you don't have to whip your shoes on and off each time you go into the person's house. And again, now with this whole issue that's going on around the world, cleanness is even more important. People might be worried about you treading in dirt that could have germs in. So again, if you just do this, it just shows that you really care and you're paying attention to avoid bringing any dirt and germs into people's houses. So I'll leave a link in the description of this video to these, but I would recommend these for any domestic tradesmen who work in people's houses. These are an absolute game changer. So now I'm going to show you a little reenactment of what I do when I arrive at a customer's house. And I want to reassure you that this is a reenactment and no germs were killed during the making of this video.
Hiya.
Hi, I'm Jordan. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, yeah, fine, thanks. Here to sort out your electrical work.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, obviously with the situation at the moment, I'm trying to maintain social distancing and follow the government guidelines. Okay. So I'll be wearing this mask all the time. Okay. I got my shoe covers as well. And if I could just ask that we can maintain a safe distance at all times, then that would be great. Yeah. And I just have to check as well, just to make sure nobody in the house has had any symptoms of coronavirus lately or anything.
No, nothing at all.
No, okay, perfect. Thanks. Well, I'll come in and you can show me what needs doing then, yeah?
Yeah, please do.
Obviously, it's about getting the balance right between being cautious and showing that you're doing safe working practices without being over the top and freaking the customer out. So trying to get the balance right there, being friendly and nice and happy with them, but making it clear that you're going to be following safe practices and that you are going to be maintaining your distance. Because what I've noticed is that some people unfortunately have become a bit complacent about this whole thing, and they've kind of not really paying attention to social distancing practices and stuff like that. And that's a real risk. You could put yourself and you could put your customer at risk if you don't pay attention to those kind of safe distancing measures and regular hand washing. We can't become complacent, because if we do, this whole pandemic could just get worse. A second wave they're already talking about, mainly because people aren't paying attention to safe working practices and social distancing measures. Another one of the suggestions from the Tradify checklist, which I think is a really good one, is contactless payment. So when you're on a job, sometimes people want to pay you in cash, right? But as we all know, cash is not the cleanest of things, and a lot of businesses have just stopped accepting cash right now. So how can you get paid by your customers without accepting cash? Well, one great way is to have a card reader that can accept contactless payments. And I use an iZettle card reader, which is absolutely brilliant. It can accept all forms of cards, including contactless payment, Apple Pay and Android Pay. So if the customer wants to pay there and then by card, they can pay and I can take their payment using my iZettle card reader. But for most of my customers, to be honest, all I do is I put my bank details on the invoice, and then they will just do an online bank transfer. For, I would say, 95% of customers, that's their preferred method of payment. And if you use Tradify, again, through their platform, your customers can actually pay by card directly when they receive your invoice through email. So that enables you to accept payments online. They can just pop in their card details online and pay you that way. Another benefit of going with Tradify for your job management platform. Another important thing when you finish the job is to clean up after yourself, right? Now, I know that a lot of us, we are very conscientious about cleaning up after ourselves anyway, but during this virus situation, it's even more important that we clean up after ourselves on our jobs. So I always carry a Hoover with me. I've got a Henry Hoover in the van, and I always Hoover up thoroughly. But some great tips as well is just to always dust sheet everything. That saves you a lot of time in cleaning up. And you can get those plastic dust sheets. Will from Will's Electrical Services, on his channel, he recently did a video all about the dust sheets that you can get, and I found it really beneficial. So head over to Will's channel and you can check out that video too. But dust sheeting, hoovering up after yourself, have a good dustpan and brush, and then some big wipes to wipe any surfaces afterwards. That way you can be absolutely sure that you don't leave anything behind when you leave after the job is done. So I hope this video has been of benefit to you. If it has, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, turn that blue, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because I do post regular videos here all about the life of an electrician. But particularly this video, because really it could be beneficial to all tradesmen. Share it out with another tradesman who you know who could benefit from this. Together, if we work to share this kind of information out, hopefully we can save lives and protect each other and protect our customers. Thanks for watching and have a great day.